Trevor, those 4 losses came by a combined 8 points.
That's right, with a brand new offensive coordinator and system, brand new defensive coordinator, Coach Tuiaki. They are now in the second year with 9 wins, including a bowl win over Wyoming, to set them off into last offseason. BYU's in a good place right now.
Well, is Portland State in a good place here, Trevor? They got 58 seconds and 1 timeout. How risky do you get from your own 31 here?
You don't go risk. If you punt here, it's better than a turnover to give BYU a short field.
Portland State has not turned it over today. Eason is sacked by Sione Takitaki.
Their best pass rusher. He sat out last year for personal reasons. This year, it doesn't look like it's a whole lot of rust. He's made some big plays in this first half, getting behind the line. Not just getting there, but then doing the right thing, because a lot of guys can get back there. You've got to close with the quarterback, close with the ball carrier. It's that second half of the play that he's doing very well today.
They're going to put some time back on the clock as BYU is going to use their first timeout. Well, Portland State, their last drive, they marched down the field beginning at their own 13 and found the end zone. It was an impressive drive, and it began with some catches from Charlie Taumapea. They converted a couple of 4th downs as well, Trevor. And then a touchdown catch.
And then a well-designed touchdown pass. It was a unsportsmanlike conduct penalty right there afterwards, but that doesn't dampen their enthusiasm. That was a drive that did not require any big plays or a defensive back falling down. They ground the ball down the field with efficient running, efficient passing. Everything worked in that touchdown drive for Portland State. And now they've got a 2-minute drive opportunity.
So BYU hoping to try to get them to punt. Use that timeout on the delay. Zaquan Summers is able to somehow find his way up to the 28 yard. It looked like he was going to get nothing out of that. Instead, he gets 4 yards.
Now 3rd and long. With the clock winding down. That's frustrating for them. They wanted to get more yards there. I mean, this offense doesn't want to play it safe, but the coaches will force them to play it safe. If this is the throw down the field, it'll be a safe throw. Safe throw is one that goes down where not by your bounds. I'd be stunned if they did this over the middle.
Bruce Barnum in his 3rd season as head coach. After not sure Burton was go season, he was still the interim coach. They start and is an event.
Bruce Barnum. Some zone read, lit a pistol.
Finds the side. Down to 41. But
on 4 is what sprung. It's the guy playing wide receiver who thought he would start, still contributing to this team. In this 2-minute drive for Portland State.
13 games, 37 seconds left for their own 41. Eason puts it in the air, takes a shot.
Now you still go safe. Remember we said on that last one that here you could if you don't force it, because BYU might expect a play on the edges just because it's safer, and they might leave the middle of this field open either for a draw or a pass. This is the third consecutive play in the pistol with that running back right in quarterback in this half.
Nowhere to go, maybe about a yard. Matt Hadley eventually brought him down. Clock roll.
Tackled by number 54.
Right back to the line on 3rd down and 9. With a quick snap to Eason. Now in trouble. It is brought down from behind by Corbin Kaufusi. Tighter game than we expected. 14-6, BYU leading Portland State. Let's take it to the halftime report with Chris Cotter.
Thank you, Mark. Halftime in our studios here in Bristol. Chip Kelly and Donovan Vilma alongside me for the ride. Interesting first half. I mean, first game of the year, Coach, when you think about preparing for that first game of the year, first half, if you're BYU, don't you just kind of want to get your players with their feet under them? Are you a little nervous in the fact that you're only leading 14 to the break?
I would be nervous. You know, it's obviously the opening game. You're playing a team in Portland State who 2 years ago knocked off Washington State to open the season. So you know the type of firepower that Portland State has. And the longer they let them hang around, the tougher it's going to be for them.
Yeah, I'd be nervous as well. You're watching Portland State get very comfortable in this game. No turnovers, no interceptions. They have a true freshman in Jelani Eason playing quarterback. He looks good right now. He's managed the game very well, had one very strong drive. I mean, they're going to have to turn up the tempo right now if they're BYU in order to knock off Portland State.
Yeah, it looked like BYU was taking control of things at 14-0. Tanner Mangum was playing within himself, and then Portland State came back to make a game of it right now, 14-6. At the break. Speaking of BYU, and you were talking about this, Coach, earlier, tough schedule coming up. The first of a really tough 3-game stretch is next Saturday against LSU at NRG Stadium.
Yeah, and that's obviously one of the top teams in the SEC. Coach Orgeron's debut, so to speak, even though he was the interim last year. Matt Canada's taken over as the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
They've changed the offense a little bit, and everybody's excited to see what LSU can do.
That game, 9:30 Eastern, next Saturday on ESPN. When we come back, we're going to preview the other game Saturday night, FSU and Alabama next week.
Heineken is served in 192 countries. It's world famous. Like me.
Look.
It happens all the time.
He's ready. Oh.
Antonio Banderas. It's Antonio Banderas from the movies.
Enjoyed in 192 countries. There's more behind the star.
These custard concretes are so thick and creamy. It's incredible.
So thick and dense. Really, remind me of somebody that we know.
Can I guess?
Sure.
Okay.
Very dense person.
Very dense.
Super slow on the uptake.
Can I call a friend?
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, hold on a second. Hello.
Hey, who are we talking about? Oh, Peter. I know you picked up. I like your breathing.
Chocolate chip cookie dough. One of our thick and creamy frozen custard concretes. And premium pretzel dogs. This is Sonic.
You could be my love. Even if the sky is falling down, I know that we'll be safe and sound.
So many Americans struggle with finances. Starting today, State Farm is here to help. Giving us all the answers. Simply sit down and learn. Visit letstarttoday.com or talk to an agent.
We're safe and sound.
goat, also as Kappa Agaros Hyokos. These are also goats, known as Maximus Dominator, but of all time. September 2nd at 8 p.m. on Televisione America and Nunc Fluit on the ESPN app. You know what we mean.
Which at his school, when you talk about Alabama, you know, when you look at his numbers compared to Paul Bear-Bryant's numbers, who's obviously a legend, very similar. And you might even be able to tip your cap and give a nod to Nick Saban in terms of a place like Alabama.
Well, there's a couple things that's when you first meet Nick. Number one, he's extremely intelligent, you know, and he's well-versed in every aspect of that football program. Number two, he has a work ethic. The man's a machine, you know, and he does it with an intensity that makes